What's going on, everybody? I wanted to put out this video for multiple reasons. One being I'm going to be providing a lot more content here, especially because I've teamed up with the Fit Father Project. So not only am I going to be providing content for the Fit Father Project, I want to start creating more content for my personal development program. And some of it I just want to share, some of it will be part of the program, and this particular video is about just sharing. I had a conversation with an amazing friend, and it was inspired by one of my favorite movies, The Shawshank Redemption. And I mean, there's so much I could share about this movie, but just this one particular part, and I hope that you can find ways to implement this into your life. So my friend is going through a really hard time in his life. He's making a huge transition, and I'm not going to share what he's going through. But what I said was, I was like, do you realize it's like at the end of Shawshank Redemption when Andy Dufresne breaks out of jail and he has to crawl through that tunnel of shit? That's where you're at. You're in the tunnel of shit. And I said the sad part is most people will never make it out of the tunnel of shit. And I backtracked with that and I said, one, most people don't realize they put themselves in jail based off the actions that they've done, right? So jail, a metaphor for your current state of where you're at. If you're unhappy, if you're depressed, whether it be in your health and your fitness or your family life, your relationship life, your marriage, your job situation, right? If you're in a situation that you're not happy about, you're depressed about, you're anxious about, you're stressed about, you feel stuck, you don't feel excited, you feel dull and dark like a fucking zombie. If that's you, you are literally in a jail, an emotional jail. Most people, I'm taking this all the way back, most people don't realize the steps that they did to put themselves in jail. Andy Dufresne murdered someone, well, he didn't murder someone, but in the movie he did, to put himself in jail. Now, we were talking about this, right? And they're in the jail. Most people will not create a game plan to exit jail. They're literally gonna die there. So most people will literally die living the life they're currently living, knowing that they didn't live into their passions. They didn't live into their highest potential. So they stay stuck in jail and they die and they make do with what is. Andy, on the other hand, spent years plotting his escape, right? And if you watch the movie and all the things that he does to eventually break out of jail, right, you can again use that as a metaphor. What are all the things you're doing to break out of your jail or improve your situation? So I'm talking to my friend about this and I say, so, right, one, most people will never acknowledge the things that they did to put themselves in jail. Two, when they're in the jail, they're just gonna accept what it is versus, wow, why am I in this situation? What led me to be here? Three, how do I get out of it? It's too much effort. I'm not even gonna do it, I'm just gonna stay here. They're living a life that is resigned. So, fast forward to the movie, and he breaks out. So most people are ready, they're ready to break out. They did all the work to create the tunnel, and they start to break that pipe. Bing, bing, bing. And all of a sudden, all that shit hits Andy in the face. Escaping the life that you're living is not easy. In fact, it gets harder, right? It actually gets harder when you start to do these things. For the moment, for the time being, it's going to get harder. So most people, even if they get to that point, bink, bink, as soon as that shit hits them, no way, dude, I'm done. I cannot crawl through this fucking tunnel, through the bullshit. I can't do it. So I talked to my friend and he's in the tunnel, right? So even some people, they'll get to that point and they start to get into that tunnel and it's too much. They're throwing up, they're dry heaving. It's just all around, all they see is chaos. They don't know to go forward, they don't know to go backwards. So as soon as they get into that tunnel, fuck it, I'm out. And they go back to the situation they were in. They go back to the person that they thought they were in love with. They go back to this relationship. They go back to the job, or they go back to a worse job, or they go back to the friendships, or they go back to the patterns of unhealthy living, right? They go back to how they were because it's too much effort to keep going through the tunnel. And I'm talking to my friend, I'm like, dude, I'm not gonna let you go back. You better fucking go through that bullshit, because I swear to God, it's gonna be better when you make it through that shit. So he's crawling, right? And there's times that we've already talked where he feels like I gotta panic. I'm gonna go back out. I'm gonna go back into my jail cell, take a shower, and that's it. And I'm like, nope. And he has other people that are like, nope, we're pushing you forward. That's why it's so important to have people that support you on your path, right? To push you through that tunnel. And it's such a beautiful metaphor. So if you haven't seen it, spoiler alert, Andy Dufresne makes it out. And he's a brand new man. He gets out, he's in the rain. It's a beautiful day. And he did it, he made it. He made it out of the jail. He made it by planning. He started to take personal responsibility. He came up with a game plan. He broke through the shit, the pipe that burst the shit in his face, and then he crawled through that thing, man. That's how hard it is, right? Most people, they won't do that. But if you do, and you're willing to do all that, the planning, right? The execution, the determination, the focus, to understand if you make it through that tunnel of shit, your life is going to be so much better. But you have to do all the steps. You have to acknowledge that one, you're in jail. Two, what are the steps that you did to cause you to put yourself in that situation? Three, you have to plan your exit. Four, you have to follow through with your exit strategy even when shit hits you in the face. When you're in the tunnel and you want to turn back, you have to have the mindset, the determination, the focus to get through it. And you're gonna have to have a support system to do that. So I wanted to share that with you because I love that movie and I love my friend, and that's something I think about very often when I'm going through a hard time, because I know it won't last. And I know if I stay focused and I do the things I need to do in a healthy way, I'll eventually get through it and be at the end of the tunnel another brand new person, a better version, a more positive person, a healthier version. And it's gonna happen over and over and over again. It's not a one-time thing, but having that metaphor and that visualization always helps me. So, happy Sunday, everybody. Shout out to my good friend. You know who you are. Sending everyone a lot of love, light. Take it easy.